Hey everybody, this is Joe Bovino from Bovino Law Group, clearing a path to your American dream, doing it casually dressed today. I hope you don't mind. This video is going to address whether two investors instead of one can apply together to get an E-2 visa to start a new business in the United States. Okay, and whether you can have two investors to get an E-2 visa. This comes up a lot because the E-2 visa, generally, it's called the investor visa. It's a type of investor visa. It generally requires a substantial investment, which is at least 100,000 generally. And oftentimes people come to me and say, well, what if we both chip in? We'll go 50-50 and I'll throw in 50,000 and the other person will throw in 60 or whatever thousand. Is that going to work? So that's the scenario. Here's what you need to know. First of all, you can have two investors going for an E-2 visa in a new enterprise in the United States. But you both have to be 50-50, okay? Because that's a requirement anyway for an E-2. You got to be at least a 50% owner. So if there's two of you, 50-50, there's no other way. You also have to have, you both are going to be responsible for making a substantial investment. So the point I mentioned earlier, hey, can we just split it up? Not really. They're going to look at each of you separately. They're going to require each of you to make a substantial investment, irrespective of what the other person's doing. And that investment is going to have to be more or less the same, either the same or similar. It can't be that one person's putting in 200,000, the other one's putting in 50. It's not going to work. Okay, so that's an area where a lot of people get tripped up. They think they're going to be able to save money. You might be able to save a little. You can make an argument that a substantial investment isn't as great because you have other money coming in. But I wouldn't rely too heavily on that. I would look at this independently. Okay, is my particular investment in my 50% substantial or not? And the lower your investment is, the greater your risk of rejection. Okay, the further you get away from 100,000 in your investment, the greater your risk of rejection is. Doesn't mean you won't make it, but that's something you should keep in mind. So, what else? You have to have more or less the same managerial responsibility in the company. Both of you should have a defined executive or managerial role in the new company. It can't be that one person's going to do everything because they have all the experience and the other one's doing nothing because they don't know anything. Now, you both have to be involved at a high level in the new company. And then what else? I would say another question that comes up is, do we have to be in the same nationality? So let's say one is, do you both have to be, for example, Colombian? No, you don't. You don't have to be the same nationality. You just both have to be eligible for an E-2 visa on your own. Okay? I would say there's one more point here, and that is that while it's possible to do it this way, it's harder. It's harder to get approved. And sometimes the embassy official will approve one person, one of the investors, and not the other. This happens quite a lot. Then what? What are you going to do then? You have one person's approved for 50% ownership, the other one is not approved. Now, the other person didn't get approved, can still own the other 50% of the company. They just can't work for it. And they can't come to the United States on that visa, but they can own it. But it still presents a problem. So a way around this potentially, if you both want to be involved, is to have one person get the business, be the initial E-2 investor, go for it. And then once that's done and you have an E-2 business, later you can submit an additional E-2 application for the other person to be an essential employee or executive of the business. So in other words, do them separately. It just is a way to minimize the risk of one of the applications of the two being rejected. because it just seems, it happens enough where I feel that I should mention it. So in conclusion, yes, you can do this. I think I've explained the basic rules for how you can do it. There's some risk involved, but it can work. So anyway, everybody has their own circumstances. If you want to talk about yours with me, schedule a consultation on my website, bovinolawgroup.com, or you can contact me directly, joe@bovinolawgroup.com, or WhatsApp me, and the WhatsApp icon is on the website. Thank you for your time. I hope that was helpful, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day. Cheers.